crying. As a matter of fact, I woke up in the bed that I never used to wake up in. I slept over at some lady's place and I felt really abandoned. Me and my wife are really depressed right now at the moment. We are crying constantly. 2024 is about to end. And initially, of course, I want to say that 2024 has been so fucking hard and very depressing. But my sweet little wise girl, aka my wife, aka Vlada, she told me that, you know, we should be grateful. As hard as this year was and as depressed as we are today, right now, we have had a huge journey during this year and we have accomplished so many things, and we are alive, we are in love, we are alive, we are healthy, and we have so many beautiful things to be grateful for, even though this is not the ideal situation. If you guys don't know this, me and my wife are doing long distance because we fled from our home country in Russia, where it was illegal, and it is illegal to be gay. You could be sent to prison, you could get a huge ticket. So yeah, we fled from there, and ever since we've been just struggling, trying to find our way, trying to survive in a foreign country. We had immigrated to Georgia, the country, and now I'm in the USA trying to apply for a wife visa for her, and we've got a couple of possibilities of ways of getting her over here, but it's a really difficult process and really time consuming, and financially also very draining, and emotionally very draining. So yeah, it's not the ideal situation for a 21-year-old. I have to remind myself that we are such babies, but we have to deal with these really scary things, and no one supports us. I mean, I've got a really nice community over here on my YouTube channel. I've gained like several really nice friends, but in my real life, my mom and my Russian side of the family disowned me. My dad he's a very like radical Christian, so he says that he accepts me, but then he's like, you're going to hell, you know, kind of thing. So it's really toxic, but in a positive way toxic. I accept you, but we're doing this on our own. No one wants to help us. But anyway, we do have things to be grateful for, each and every one of us, and this is what I'm going to be doing. Let's start out with January. What beautiful thing happened in January? We got married. Me and my wife got married on the 8th of January. It was a very special day for us. We actually got married in our little studio apartment. So, you know, our studio apartment had like 2 floors, kind of like a bunk bed. So we got married on a bunk bed because it was a Zoom call. It was not a traditional wedding of any sorts. But yeah, we got married on a bunk bed in a studio apartment on a Zoom call. And then we had a really nice celebration with our friends, and I wanted to say family, but we didn't necessarily have family. I just had my sister, and then my wife had her sister and her brother. So our siblings. Obviously none of our parents, I mean, like, they didn't even know that we were doing this. This was in complete secrecy. Just because we kind of wanted to be safe and we wanted to have a good time, and yeah, it would have been dangerous if anyone were to find out. So, but it was a beautiful wedding. I felt so loved and so in love. My girl was dressed so beautifully. She was freaking stunning. Yeah, we got married in January. February was like such a burst of creativity. I think the most significant aspect was my wife kind of supporting me in creating the Barbie bag, or how we decided to call it, Barbara's Doomtopia. So basically my wife kind of said, like, go nuts, express yourself. And I knitted a purse. It was like really thick yarn, so I had to knit with my own fingers, kind of. It was really hard, but anyway. And then we dismantled a Barbie and then put like her head upside down and burnt all her hair off, and then we kind of sewed the head onto the purse through her eyeballs, and it was like really cool. My wife kind of, she like burnt like let's say we had like an arm of the Barbie and it was also sewed onto the purse, and she kind of like burnt the plastic of the arm and kind of made a dick shape out of it, and that was so freaking cool. Yeah, I just kind of felt really free with my self-expression. That is February. One of the most memorable days of March is me and my wife's friend's birthday. Her name is Dasha. This day like felt really special to us. It's really just a birthday party if you think about it, but something about this day, I felt like really confident in myself and my skin. I felt like really like proud to be myself. April. Thing is, my wife is a fantastic singer. I cannot, the notes that she's able to handle, oh my gosh, I am such a fan of my wife. And me, I'm not a singer, but I'm more like a performer kind of person. I'm still in my developing era, so but anyway, singing is like something that I'm in awe of, like the people that can actually do it. But I kind of like, you know, putting my toe inside the water, kind of like testing the waters kind of thing. My wife's mom is actually in charge of a musical little group. It has like children and like some teenagers and actually like college students that actually pursue a career in acting. So, but it's like very professionally done. Like the kids there, they fucking can sing. Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous of those kids. So this musical group, they really needed someone to sing and to be the mother of Juliet. So this is the musical Romeo and Juliet, and they needed someone older like me, right? So my wife played the mother of Romeo and I played the mother of Juliet. I don't know, I really sense some kind of lesbian trauma going on between those two mothers. I can't. But anyway, I was fucking terrified because how am I supposed to sing a duet with my wife with her fucking voice? I really stepped outside of my comfort zone, and I don't know, I feel like I did a good job. Like, it came with so many tears and panic attacks, like I can't do this. So I'm just really proud of myself for making that step and performing with my wife. So that is April. What do we have next? January, February, March, April, May. Here comes the sad part. So I really grew to love Russia and Moscow because, I don't know, like you have all these very beautiful nostalgic memories, and you kind of start having this impression that you are no longer welcome in the place that you love so much just because you're queer. And like I said, in Russia it became illegal to be gay. I've told some horror stories on my previous videos. It was like it was really just like really dangerous to be queer in Russia, to be holding hands with a girl, to be posting queer content on YouTube. That just became really unimaginably dangerous. My wife helped me dye my hair blonde for the very first time. We had a very sweet goodbye party with her friends. Like, until that day, I didn't realize how many kind people I had in my life and how many kind people actually cared for me and my girl, and how many people were sad that we were leaving. We got drunk, we got really drunk, and then we like walked on the streets and we sang these songs from the musical that I had just mentioned, Romeo and Juliet. So that is May. The month of June. So imagine us in a totally new country, Georgia. And I really have to tell you that Georgia is a third world country. It's very, very poor. Like, you can literally see so many homeless animals, like dogs, cats, and even pigs and cows. Cows walking in the city center, just on the streets. And that's normal, no one pays attention to them. It's very, very easy to get food poisoning because like everything is just so unsanitary. To be honest, I'm actually really nostalgic about Georgia. As much as I hated it and as much as it was a challenge to live there, maybe our minds, like as a human, as a society, tell me if it's true for you. I think that everyone can find something to be nostalgic about, even in the shittiest situation that they've had. June was all about exploring and surviving, to be honest. I found a job as an English teacher. Guys, you and I both know that I don't really know English. My grammar sucks. And somehow I became an English teacher, and actually a really good one. Like, I had really high reviews and all of my students were just like, "You're such a good teacher at the age of 21." And like my students were like, I don't know, like 53. I had one student that was 53, some 30-year-olds, some people my age, but like adults. And like I felt so scared, but I had to do it because I needed the money, or else we would have starved. That's June. Actually, it's really funny about the English teaching thing. Some of my students somehow found me on Instagram, and sometimes, like, I don't really post on there really, but sometimes I would post something weird over there. Like recently I posted a video of me basically doing this to Aphrodite, or Venus, however you want to call it. And I was like in a wig and in drag basically, and I was full on having a makeout session with a feminine sculpture. That is so weird to see from your English teacher, isn't it? So in the month of July, I traveled to my mom, who lives on Cyprus. I like to say in Cyprus, but people tell me on Cyprus. So my mom has a millionaire boyfriend. I'm not joking, and she's living her luxury girl lifestyle. So I flew over to her because to be honest, I needed the money, and I hoped that her boyfriend would send me some money and kind of help me out. I hoped that he would be like accepting and progressive. I ended up kind of being afraid, but I still managed to come out because it just felt like the right thing to do. I kind of just wanted to stop living in secret. So basically I told my mom, hey, I dropped out of college. I am a lesbian, I am married, and in fact, I don't live in the country where you thought I was living in. I am in immigration. I really wanted her to know that. So obviously we cried, and it was really traumatic. I didn't really end up getting anything from that, except for like a very nice vacation. Like, she is rich, but I didn't really get the acceptance and the love from her. My mom doesn't want to talk to me now, so that was July. I don't know, to be honest, I love the month of August, but this year was just burnout. I think it has to do with the fact that I had just returned from Cyprus. So to return from such a wealthy and beautiful and delicious life to a life where you have to really fight for yourself and work at a job that you don't like and live in a poor country, it'll make anyone sad. So that was August. Not much to say, honestly. kind of funny. I just realized I got my septum piercing in September. So basically you can call it September. Guys, I'm so funny. I felt so confident after I got it. I've been feeling like really, really bad. Me and my wife were like, let's go on a fucking trip. I know we don't have the money, we cannot afford it, but we're gonna make it happen. And it was really nice. So we traveled to Tbilisi, that is the capital of Georgia. And I got my septum piercing over there. It felt so cool. I felt so empowered, and I remember just having this, like, I want to live. Now I want to live. And also I want to get a ton of more piercings all over my fucking face. Also in September, I tried bubble tea for the very first time. I thought that I would hate it, but I didn't. And now I'm just fucking obsessed. And it was just so cute getting to go there with my wife to this pink little shop and choose our little drinks. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So yeah, septum and boba. Those were my top 2 things for September. That is my birthday month, 17th of October, baby. Libra. I had the nicest birthday, and I really thought that I was gonna be like really depressed on my birthday. It rained. I love the rain. Me and my wife had baked these cinnamon rolls. She's like really good at baking. We went to like an arcade place and we played those little games, and we felt like teenagers or something. And we just grabbed like a bucket of popcorn. Yeah, and then my wife got me some face masks. And then we went home and drank some wine and had our popcorn. It was really cute. And also one more thing that made it really special is the fact that I had the courage to upload a video about me turning 21. It was like a sort of artistic kind of video. I was in drag and I sang a song that I had written like 2 years ago about self-harm, and I talked about self-harm, and I'm just like really, really proud of it, the way that it turned out. And my wife helped me so much. That's when I kind of got more depressed because like it's a huge adjustment. Long distance, guys, long distance is fucking unbearable. The month of November is just adjusting to the kind of life that I'm gonna be having during the next months. I have no idea when this is gonna end. Hopefully really soon. So November is me moving to the USA and starting long distance with my wife and applying for a social security number, trying to get a driver's license, but mainly trying to get my wife over here and saving up money for her. Documents, money. If you don't mind, I really want to give a shout out to my GoFundMe. Yeah, I do have a GoFundMe. So the thing is me and my wife are babies. We are 21 years old and we are married. No one in our families supports us except for our siblings, but our siblings are poor and kids. And we are also very, very poor, but we need to get $10,000. I'm working. I really am working, but I'm just hoping for some kind souls to pitch in. December was just full of validation, all kinds of validation. First of all, the validation that this is not made up. My feelings are genuine and her feelings are genuine. And we are not living in a fairy tale, because long distance, as hard as it is, you really do grow emotionally and your connection grows. There's this quote, I'm trying to think of it. Basically, there's a quote saying something that long distance ruins fake relationships and strengthens real relationships. It's just really nice having this understanding that this is very real. I miss her so much, and she misses me so much. I could not be experiencing these feelings if they were made up. She's my person and I'm hers, and we are supposed to be like this, and we are going to be like this once this period is over. Another type of validation that I've gotten is I've been cleaning for several people around the area. Like on the Nextdoor app, I would find these, I need help raking leaves today, and I would help them, but then I would get to know the person, and a lot of the time they turned out to be like very gay ally, supportive kind of people, and sometimes I would come out to them and I would feel so supported. Another type of validation that I've gotten is I went to a bridal shower for my cousin, and I haven't seen my cousin in like fucking 17 years maybe. I was like 3 when I saw her, and yeah, I just felt like really alone. Like all these people celebrating love, and each of the people would tell their love story, how they met their boyfriend and how he proposed to them, and how the other girl wishes that her boyfriend would propose to them. These very heteronormative stories, I felt like so alone, and I'm like, my love is not real, I guess. I mean, it's real, but I am not allowed to talk about it, and my feelings are not valid. They are not valid. I mean, they're real for me in my own little imagination, I guess, but like I cannot talk about it. And it's sad. Like you experience this longing to see your wife who lives on the other side of the planet, but like you cannot talk about it because you would be shamed upon. Anyway, by the end of the bridal shower, once everyone had left, I just came out to my cousin. I hate coming out, but like I had tears in my eyes, and I'm like, I'm so sorry for being like very introverted. I just have a lot going on, and in fact, this bridal shower was the day of our 2-year anniversary with my wife, so I was especially very sensitive because it was our day and I'm not with her. I am celebrating with all these random people that I've never seen in my life, and what the fuck am I doing here? So, and I knew she was a liberal, kind of expected of her, but she accepted me, and it was so nice. It was so nice. And she was just fascinated by my story. I told her what I was going through, and she's like, I just love my cousin. I honestly do, even though I've seen her for the second time in my life. So all kinds of forms of validation were in December. And that was my year. That's all. It was a very difficult year, but I'm just hoping that 2025 will be a better one for both me and my wife. I hope we will be able to reunite as soon as possible. I hope that I will earn a lot of money. I just want to be the best wife possible. Anyway, all this to say, even if you've struggled during this year, hey, you're alive. That is so precious. You are alive. And just take it step by step, month by month. You have so many things to be grateful for. I do. So thank you for hanging out with me. My nose is stuffy. Thank you for being with me this year. Thank you to all of my subscribers. I'm so grateful for each and every one of y'all. So grateful to have become friends with some of y'all and to text. Oh my gosh, it makes my heart so warm inside. Thank you guys. I am truly, truly blessed. Thank you. Have a great 2025. I'll see you next year. Also, one more thing that happened during this month is, this is so insane. So I started kind of going viral on YouTube. I mean, viral for my channel. I have this video And supposedly people are thinking that I touched a tampon on a train, but it was actually staged, and it was like so spontaneous that I actually freaked out once it started working, because like I used to post the wildest content, like saying that women don't have rights, and like my man is the alpha male or whatever. So just like absurd things, and people wouldn't necessarily understand that it was satire. So it was just one of those types of videos. We were doing some kind of documents in a mall, and there was this place that handed out free samples of hand soap. And one of the soaps was like in a rectangular shape, and it was the color red. And, you know, to save the soap, she kind of wrapped it in tissue. And like as we were walking around the mall, it started like soaking up, like it was, I don't know, starting to become soggy, and the tissue became red. And then we got on the train to go back to our house, and then my wife takes out of her pocket this thing that really resembles a tampon, a used tampon. And my wife was like, hey, let's do this. Let's leave this thing on the train and have people think that this is a tampon. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is genius. And I recorded it, and I kind of edited it to make it look more red than it actually was. And people believed that it was a tampon. And then I poked it, like I'm kind of disgusted by it, but I'm still gonna touch it. It was just fucking hand soap. It got me so many subscribers. I cannot. I was so happy. So yeah.